And he's been very generous to let us ask him a few questions. So thank you very much, Mr. Eichler.
Okay.
Okay, so let's start before the war. What town were you born in?
Kristinople, that's Poland.
In Poland?
Right.
In Poland, okay.
And I'll read it and I'll answer.
You have to read it off. You can do whatever you want.
Julie, you have that map where Tristanople is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I have a map of Europe. I just
No,
brought
he has
up.
a map of where Tristanople is.
Ah. Was it in Poland? Like, this is current day, so I don't know if it was current
where
day.
is your
Is
map,
it
hon?
I'll
Ukraine?
tell you right away.
Can you see? That's
Sure
another
can.
thing.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Armenia,
Gosh,
Ukraine.
rot.
It's in Poland, which is...
You have good eyesight. Here, dear.
Belarus, Poland, right
Would
here.
this help?
Yeah, in
No,
Poland.
I got it.
You got it?
And I was
Near Lvov.
also,
Here's another one, too, of USSR.
But he has, he went to the Midrashah, and they brought up a, picture, and they copied it, and we have a picture of where he's from.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, we went there originally,
I don't
wanted to
think-
see
I don't
what
think
was
it's
on
Right
it. The
here.
village
Right
is
here?
gone.
right here near
You actually went back
Wrocław.
to the town?
That's so cool.
No,
You
no, we
did?
went to the Midrashah, the library.
Oh,
Okay.
here with records.
So,
to
when
see
you were
records.
No, there's
still
nothing
in...
here.
Nothing,
What?
yeah.
But okay, I was born in Poland.
It was
Poland?
interesting, though.
My hobbies, I went to school, I went to Cheder.
You went to Cheder?
Oh yeah, I went to
Oh,
Cheder.
yeah.
I went to Cheder when I was 3 years
When
old.
you're 3 years old?
I didn't go, they dragged me.
Okay.
And then when I was 7, I went to school, to regular
school?
school. And I went 7 years, and then I used to listen to the radio.
You're so sensitive.
We had newspapers, and I heard at the Kristallnacht what happened to Germany with the Jews. That's when I hated them.
That's when you... Oh.
Yeah, and when they came into our city
The Germans came?
in 1939, when the war started, they came into our town. And as it happens, they burned, when they came in the morning, they were fine.
How old were you when all this happened?
17 years old.
You were 17?
Mhm.
Did you think it was just like a passing phase, or did you know something big was going to happen? Did you think it was just going to go away in a few minutes or a few days?
No, I didn't like
You
it.
didn't like it?
Then they burned down the town.
Mhm.
That's when I had enough. I said to my father and mother that we get out of here. I don't want to stay here. And so my father didn't want to go. He says he's got a house there and he'll build it and everything's going to be fine. I took my grandma,
Have you ever been? They've
My
got a big
grandma was
library. I'm sure you have been. It's
close to 90 years old.
Yeah.
She had a son and
They
daughter
did the research
in
for us.
Lemberg.
So you went to Limburg.
So I took her and we went there. 3 days later, my father came.
He would understand it more than
Yeah.
Did you feel really good when you saw your parents
Yeah.
safe?
My mother didn't want to be without me.
By quick car. By quick car.
So they
Yeah.
followed you?
So we stayed, that was in 1939, 1940,
It's unbelievable.
end of
They-
1940,
they have these
1941.
Yeah. He
They
checked on
took
the
us
rabbi
away
who
to
stayed
Siberia.
there, of course, it's gone, but they had
When
all
the
this
Russians
down.
came in,
Amazing. The
I was
records, the
in
computer.
Lemberg was the
Scary
part,
sometimes.
the Russians. Christianople was part of Germany when they divided. That's why I ran from there and I stayed in Lemberg. And then I saw all kinds of films. They showed me how the life in Russia is so good, the workers were fine, and the farms. And I look at the film, beautiful girls on farms. I said, well, that's my life. I want to go up there with the beautiful girls and work on a farm. Well, when they took us away, they told us they were taking us to farm. 2 weeks after traveling on the
Poor chills.
train,
The train, the cattle car?
on,
So not cattle cars.
on the, not on the, it was on
You know,
box
it's
cars.
accident.
Box cars?
Yeah.
Right.
Told me.
That's why
We
it's-
wind up in, Siberia.
That was his doctor's fault.
I wound up in
He
Siberia,
had the surgery.
not on a farm.
I heard you
Anyway,
were in a Siberian camp.
that's where Siberian camp.
Was it nice or not nice? Was
No,
it not nice?
wait, I'll
was
tell
it?
you. When we came there, it was at night, and by around 12 o'clock at night was so light that you could see it, could read a paper, and it was like daytime, and then it goes night for a couple hours, then it's morning. So we went, they took us, we were hungry, to the restaurant there. They gave me soup. So they gave me a bowl of soup, and I looked inside, was a cockroach.
Oh,
So I tell him I won't eat it. He says, well, the one way to do it, eat your soup, is you take the cockroach and throw it out and finish your soup. He says, don't eat it. After 2-3 days, you'll do what I said. He was right. And I got hard after 3 days. So then in the daytime, I had my father and mother there. So they gave me an axe and a saw, they showed me how to cut trees, and I became a lumberjack. I worked there as a lumberjack for 6 months. And I was a good one. It was a goal. You got to cut 5 trees and you get a pound of bread. I cut 7 trees, so I got a pound of black bread and I got an extra pound of white bread. And they used to call me, I was like a good worker, they call him Stakhanovich. You are a good worker. After a few weeks, they had the registration. I went to the challenge, he says, they have to go to school. Instead of lumberjack, you can be a wood grader. You do what they cut it in, and you take the cubic meter, how many trees was cut. So because I was a good worker, they sent me to school. I went to school for 6 months. And there they gave me 200 ruble a month.
well, that's a lot,
A
right?
lot of money. When I worked as a lumberjack, I used to get 50 ruble a month. And,
That's quite an
and 2
upgrade.
bowls of soup and 1 pound of bread. When I went to school, they gave me 200 ruble a month, 3 times a day to soup, even some fruit, and they were considered we are the better part of the people. And I was happy. After I finished, I came back to camp, and I didn't cut any trees anymore. I worked with the prisoners. In that camp, in our camp, then 5 miles further, when there was the camps, Russian prisoners. They were not murderers. They were, what do you call it, political prisoners. They didn't believe in the system. Or there were some priests, there were some educated people, but they didn't like the system. They said they don't like Stalin, so they sent them to Siberia. And they were working. They were all lumberjacks. They worked hard. You used to give them 10 years or 15 years, and I worked with them. And I heard all kinds of stories they told. And I was there in 1943, 1942, end of 42. We had a registration we can get out of Siberia to join the Polish army. They formed a Polish army to go fight the Germans. So I registered and they sent me away to a farm in Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan was the weather like California, nice and warm, and I was happy. They sent me to a farm. I
So
always
did you-
wanted to go to a farm.
Did you ever lose hope when you were?
No.
So you never lost hope?
Never.
Never?
And in fact, when I was in Siberia, they used to have a meeting after breakfast. They used to always tell you, nikugda and nikugda. That means you'll never get out of here. And nobody gets out. You better make the best of it. And I used to tell them, I'm only 18. I was 18 already. I was only 18 years old. I'll get out of here. And I would always hope to get out.
So you didn't really, did you ever trust people or were you always on your guard?
No, they were, well, you just made sure that you don't say nothing against the government. When they say, God, long live Stalin, I yelled, long live Stalin louder than anybody else. But down deep, I hated him. But you can't say you hate, you know, when you said it was no good. So when we got up there, and I was already in Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan. Then I worked on the farm. I had my father and mother there. And
Did they like follow you everywhere? Your mom and dad, did they always come with
we
you?
were always together. We always together. Only once that I had to leave him, it was a long story, and I sent for him 3 months I was without him. And then from the farm, I ran away from the farm. I didn't want to stay there. So I ran away. I went to Chimkent, that's Uzbekistan, 500 miles further. And I worked in a slaughterhouse.
Was it weird there or was it a good job for you? Did you
It
not
was
like
a
it?
very good
What
job.
was a good job?
You know why it was a good job?
Why?
Because they had the slaughterhouse, they killed the cattle, and they made sausage, and they made all kinds of things. So, and I used to have there some nice girls, and when they made the sausage, they used to give me sausage, and it was a lot of food, a lot to eat. You always try to work where you have food. Where you don't want to work in a factory. You can eat steel, but you work where there's meat, flour, and everything
Wait,
else.
did you steal food from it?
I beg your pardon?
Did you take food from it? Did you take food from the places you worked? Like, did you like sell it? My mom told me that before we came here that you would take food and you would sell it on the black market.
Oh, that was after, yeah.
That was
That's
after?
what, yeah, that's when I was there. That was in Shymkent.
Oh, that was okay.
Then I worked on a warehouse that you supply food to all the kolkhozes. Kolkhoz is a farm. In each farmer or they had stores, and they used to supply them from different, they used to come to that warehouse with a sheet, and they get sugar and all kinds of stuff. That's where I had the nachalnik, the president from the farm. He needed money, and he told me, I'll give you sugar and tea, take it out, and I had people sell it on the black market. I sold it them wholesale. They sold it on the black market. Tea, soap, everything else, and I gave him the money. I gave him half of the money.
You
The
had
other
it?
half I had. And I lived fine,
You did?
yeah.
And you
I
were
was
able
never
to-
hungry,
Never?
not there. The only time I was hungry was in Siberia. But once I got out of there, I was never hungry. And after that, we got out from there in 1945. That's when the war finished, and they told us we can send us home to Poland.
Were you ever in Canada?
Yeah,
You were? Oh, sorry.
sent home to Poland. When I came to Poland, I used to write letters from Russia. I had your grandfather's address, Sam Altman, in Detroit. And I had another family in New York. And I wrote him letters all the time. Uncle Sam told me that he got one letter, so he knew. He didn't know who it was. He knew that my mother and your grandfather were sisters and brothers. He knew it was somebody. And when I came to Poland, I sent him a letter, and I got in touch with Uncle Sam and Aunt Bella. And I have my father's sister, the Hollanders from New York. And they got together, and they sent me to Canada. They sent money to Canada for me to go to the United States. But it was hard. The others didn't let you. So Uncle Sam found a man in Canada, a farmer, that I signed a contract for 2 years to be on a farm. So they sent me, I came to Canada as a farm. So at that time, when I came to Canada, the Canadian government, I signed it to be 2 years. So when I was already a year in the farm, I went over there and I said, I want to bring over my parents. So I had to show that I have a house, apartment, and furniture, and I have $3,000 in the bank. And so they'll bring you over my parents. So I did. When I was on the farm, I used to get $2 a week in board and room. So I went to the Canadian governor and asked him, do I have to work on that farm or can I work? He said, no. As long as you work on a farm, you don't have to work there. So I left that farm, which was get $2 a week, and I went in the summer a tobacco farm. Tobacco farm, they gave me $15 a day in board and room. I had to save some money. It was a harder job, worse than a lumberjack, than cut trees, because you got to bend down and pick the leaves every day, more and more and more. And I stayed there for 3 months. I worked there, I was the only Jewish boy. I worked there with Canadians from Montreal, and some French Canadians. They didn't even know how to speak English. I used to go over there, we used to go Sunday, live together. So Sunday I went with them, they used to go to church. I went into church. After church they went to a blind pig, a place where you buy beer. They, they like to drink beer. Then they bring the beer over to the camp, and we sit down, and they drink and play cards. I was a good card player. After 3 months, I sent away over $3,000 to the bank.
I'm assuming you were playing a little card game there.
So I had that, and they brought over my parents.
That's so
And I stayed there, my parents, and I worked at Ford Motor Company. Then I decided to work in a store, and I was a manager. I sold shoes and clothes and everything. Then I was a buyer. Then I met my wife on a party. I got a blind date, and Bella tried to fix me up. But I didn't like those girls. So I had a blind date, and then I came over to, it was Uncle Harry Zolkewer, made a pass for me from the American consulate that I can't come over to visit Detroit. So I came over, and they had a party in the Jewish Center there, and that's where I met my wife. And I met her, and we fell in love. And when I got married, I came over to the United States, and I was a citizen a year later. And
That's how it happened.
that's the story. And the rest, you know, I mean, now I'm married, I got 5 kids, everybody's fine, I'm healthy, and now I'm retired.
It's amazing. It's very amazing story.
Isn't it?
It's very amazing.
It's not at all, it's the truth.
I know it's the truth. It's still really amazing. And do you still, what do you do like to contribute to your story now? Like,
Now?
Yeah.
Oh, I belong to a Bengalian club. And we play cards, but I take off from each card, take off some money. And I usually send away money to the Eichler, to JDL, to JAG, and to Israeli Defense League. And I send every year. We save up around $3,000. I give it away to charity.
It's really nice.
We give that to
Very
charity.
nice. But when you were, I just have a question. When you came back from the U.S., your parents were already there, or did you ask them to come over?
Oh, I brought them over.
brought them over
I
with
brought
you?
them over from
With you?
Germany.
You did?
Yeah, I brought them over from Germany. They were in Germany in a camp. You know, when we got out of Russia, from Poland. From Poland, we went to Czechoslovakia. Then we went to Germany. But I was in Poland for a while. I was in a kibbutz with lots of young people that are ready to go to Israel, you know. But my parents were in Germany, and I didn't know where they were. 4 months later, I left. I was in Austria. I crossed the river, the Danube River, at night. It was in December. It was 20 or 15 below zero. It was snowing. I
Like this
went across to the American side. And when I went across, the people, I walked by a mile after, and the people let me in. And then the next day, I went to München and found out that want to see where my parents is. And I found out they were in Germany and Ulm. So I took a train and I came there and I was with them. I was with them till I came over to Canada.
Wait, so what about the rest of your family? Do you know what happened to them?
Oh yeah, they lived here. My parents lived in Windsor. They lived both in Windsor. When I came here, I lived with my parents in Windsor. And they died later. I love the horses.
Oh, the horses. I think I had pictures of these. Yep.
Poland, okay, this is what I wanted. Julie,
Yeah.
when you get a chance, could you take a pencil and trace the route?
See
you
those
took?
2 little calves? I delivered them myself.
This is on the farm in the
On the
outside
farm.
of Windsor, right?
That was outside the window.
Did your parents ever come to Canada? Did
They were with me.
They went
died
to
in Windsor.
Canada?
They
In
both
Can-
died. They were in
Windsor.
He brought him out.
You
He
brought
had to
him, you
work,
did.
He had to have money in the bank, he had to show that he had an apartment fully
I
furnished.
told her. She knows that.
Yeah, he had
Wow.
to do all that.
Oops, sorry, Bren.
which is disgusting.
I went on a tobacco farm.
They shouldn't have made him do all that.
Oh, here.
route.
Here's the map.
You're not thinking.
Where's my pen? Here.
Trace
You
the
see?
route you took, sweetheart. Can you do
Yeah.
that? I wish I had a better marker. I've got a mess of.
See, this is Lvov.
Lvov, let me get a picture.
It belongs now to Ukraine.
Oh,
It's
it's
not
Ukraine,
Poland
not
anymore.
Poland. That's
It's not
right.
Poland, but it was
And
Poland.
Lvov is Lemberg.
Lemberg is right, and I was, Krasnopol was about here.
So you want to cross, is that where the river is? The
There
Volga
you
River?
were right, right.
The river's right at the border.
Yeah.
And that, so at the river at the
The
time,
river, where's
they
the
were.
Bug River? That's Kiev, no. It's right here.
I wish I had a better marker for you, Joe. I don't know where they are. You never know where anything is.
And then when you went to Siberia, would they put you on a train? Siberia's up in Russia, right?
Yeah. They took me away from Lemberg, right from here,
Yeah.
to Belarus,
Uh-huh.
Minsk, Vladivostok, Smolensk. No, we went.
That's my flash
Mm,
cameras, and if she thinks that's a camera for her, that's it. It's Lucy.
It might not be on the map. I had another map.
Like you said, that's more of a modern.
Right, this is a modern map, right? It was different back then. It was so different.
Svierdlovsk, right here.
I tried, but she's not interested.
Ah,
Are you, Lou?
Svierdlovsk, that's Moscow. I was about,
I had maps. Didn't I, Lou?
someplace here in the
Some in
middle.
there. Uh-huh. And that's where you were the lumberjack.
Yeah, before Petersburg, right.
When did they let you leave the
In-
labor camp, the Siberia?
In 1942,
1942 they left. Okay.
43, the end
I
of,
guess.
beginning of 43. I went through, from there they sent me to the farm in Kazakhstan. You know, when they ask you where you want to go,
Yeah.
so after Siberia, I think I'll go where it's nice and warm.
Right, I don't blame you. I
And
don't blame
over
you.
there was the, like weather like California.
But
Oh.
Mom,
It was
the
California weather.
Uh-huh, that's
And
nice.
that's why I was there. I was there with my parents.
The parents came too. Did they let everyone get out of the camps?
well,
Everybody?
yeah, the highest.
Just me and my father and mother.
Just you? Not were there other Jews that still were kept there? And other
But in
prisoners in Siberia?
No, they went out.
Everybody went out
Siberia,
because
nobody got hurt there. All they had to do was work. They feed you the same. That's one thing wasn't mad at the Russians, because when I get a pound bread, the people who were born with didn't get any more.
So no, they didn't discriminate
No.
because you were
All-
Jewish. All the prisoners.
I was lucky I wasn't Siberia.
Yes.
I would have been in Poland, I would have been dead now.
Right. Right.
I wouldn't have been
And
here.
why did they want you to leave to go to the farm? Why didn't they want you to stay and say, were you done with the
That
work there?
time, well, it was the Russian government, in that time they formed a Polish government. And the people that from Poland, they were forming an army, a Polish army. And the Polish army was formed in Uzbekistan, Almaty and Tashkent. So they took all the people who wanted them. And I was a youngster,
Right.
so I registered to go to the Polish army. And I was supposed to go, but I got sick with typhoid fever.
Right, I remember that. Okay.
I got
So
typhoid
that's
fever
the only
and I
reason you
got
were
stuck.
going was you were Polish descent and you were going to
and
be
I
with
got
the army.
stuck. And so I didn't go, otherwise I would have wound up in Egypt someplace.
Oh my gosh.
So this is why I wasn't
Ah,
my
okay. 'Cause they
parents
weren't
all
just
the
letting
time.
you out of Siberia. They
No,
yeah.
no, they let me out. It was nice. I had a choice.
You
I
did have
could have
choice.
stayed in Siberia.
Could have stayed, right.
But I didn't want to stay there. I figured I'd go where it's warm.
Right. So other people did stay. Others stayed.
Yeah, a lot of people, yeah, sure.
It wasn't like the worst option. That they had.
Right.
But it's like it's still not amazing. It's bad.
I had a lot of people went with me from Siberia. I
Yeah.
quite a few. I have here.
You can.
I have here now. Let's see. like him and his wife, they were single in that time. They came out, they were with me in Siberia.
Wow.
That guy lives in New York.
Yeah.
He lived, maybe, I don't know if he's alive yet. No, he was older than me.
Nobody's older than you.
He had TB,
Oh, gosh.
and there was a hospital. When we go out, I walked for 2 miles to go be a lumberjack, and he was there and he showed me in the window, he got white bread. I says, what a lucky guy.
Yeah, 'cause
When
he
I
was
came to New York, I met him in New York.
Yeah.
Years and years later, he says, you know, remember you used to envy me, and I used to envy you because you were healthy.
Oh, wow, when he was sick.
And I used to walk through. And then
That's something.
he was just a big, he was in New York.
Wow. Yeah, what?
No, Mom.
Okay.
Yeah,
And did you
he's-
want to go
he's
to the
the
last
one-
couple questions? You think we got it all?
We do it. Do you want to just?
Okay, do a couple,
We're
do
gonna
a
have
bubble.
to cut some of this out.
Okay, so go over the
Okay,
last
so
couple. I think I lost
last
those.
couple was that the highest helped you find your family, right? Because your mom and dad were in Germany still, and they found you.
Yeah, I found him all.
And you share your story. You donate a lot of money to
Right.
lots of organizations. And what happened when you met up in the U.S. with your family? When you
Did
met,
I-
like Uncle, when you met Sam, and when you saw Jules.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, I never asked
you
that.
mean the rest of the family from here?
Yeah. Like, what did you do when you were with them? Did you get a new job? Did they help you get jobs, or?
Oh, you mean in the old country?
No, here, honey. When you came here, dear.
Oh, I came here. I worked in Canada. I worked for Ford Motor Company. Then
And they helped you do that.
He did it.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Nobody helped you.
Nobody? Nope.
Then I worked for a store. I was a manager. I sold shoes.
We used to
sold
come, yeah, you used to sell shoes too. We used to come every year for shoes.
Yeah.
Very good. And then you would see the family. You lived in Canada and you come to Detroit and then you
I
moved to
just got
Detroit.
Detroit. And they came in 1952.
Oh, so okay, a few years later.
3 years
Very
later,
nice,
2
right.
years later, I got them all.
Got them over here. And until then, they were in what city? Where'd they, until then?
Where were your parents before you brought them here, dear?
In Germany, in a camp.
In Germany. Oh, that
Yeah.
long. Wow.
And
Larry told me that when he found out that he was in the DP camp,
Yeah.
they were
wanted to
in
go see
displaced person
they
camp.
wouldn't let him.
Not a camp like the Germans that killed
Right,
people.
right,
No.
They
right.
were,
DP camp.
and the camp was operated by the Hayas,
Right.
by Jewish organizations.
Right, right.
And they used to give them food and everything else.
Right.
That's why they were there, and I brought them out from
Wonderful.
there.
That's great.
Larry told me that he went to who's ever in charge of his unit, because he was in the Army, that he wanted to go see his cousin in the DP camp, and the guy said,
Oh, yeah, I saw-
You'll be a WOL soldier if you put
Oh.
I saw
He
him.
knew he was there, he wanted to go, and they
And
were
And he was,
Jules-
so he was in
so
Europe? Larry was there.
I saw
he wanted to go help them.
let's see.
Here's Warsaw.
I saw him at your wedding.
Yeah.
What was the name? Jules, wasn't it?
From the someone from the family? There was the Sherricks from California.
No, they were here.
Someone here.
Uncle and Bella's brother's children.
They came to Detroit. Volvish, was there a Volvish's kids we keep in
Right.
touch with. They're in California now. They're in the movie business. They were in New York and now they're California. And we keep in touch with them. As a matter of fact, Stuart and I are going to go visit them next
Oh,
weekend.
I see.
And they came into Detroit for them. Yeah, it was Volvish's family.